Hello everyone, my name is Jyoti. I hope you all are doing well. I'm working as a legal intern with Lexington Company. So I'm going to explain the concept of plea bargaining. So let's start with the definition first. It is the practice of negotiating an agreement between the prosecution and the defense whereby the defendant pleads guilty to a lesser offense, or in the case of multiple offenses, to one or more of the offenses charged in exchange for more lenient sentences, recommendations, a specific sentence, or a dismissal of the other charges. Plea bargainings are not always easy to recognize. Negotiations that result in formal agreements are termed explicit plea bargains. However, some plea bargains are called implicit plea bargains because they involve no guarantee of leniency. This is a deal where defendant pleads guilty to lesser charge and in return of the prosecution drops a more serious charges. It is not available for all the crime. Example, no person can claim for the plea bargaining after committing heinous crimes or for offense which are punishable with death or life imprisonment. Now we will discuss the history of plea bargaining, history behind the plea bargaining. In the jury system, the need to plea bargaining was not felt as there was no legal representation. Later in 1960, legal representation was allowed and the need of plea bargaining was felt. However, the concept of plea bargaining has traces of its origins in American legal history. This concept has been used since the 19th century. The judges used this bargaining to encourage confessions. So, what is the reason to use plea bargaining in India? Plea bargaining is not an indigenous concept of the Indian legal system. It is a part of recent development of the Indian criminal justice system. It was included in the Indian criminal justice system in view of the burden of long-running cases on the judiciary. So, Criminal Procedure Code and plea bargaining. It is defined in section 265A to 265L, chapter 21A of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Relate to the concept of plea bargaining. It was inserted in the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2005. This allows argument for the cases where the maximum sentence is 7 years imprisonment and where crimes do not affect the socio-economic status of the country. When offences are not committed against a woman or child under 14 years of age. The 154th report of the Law Commission was first to recommend plea bargaining in the Indian criminal justice system. It defined plea bargaining as an alternative method that should be introduced in Indian courts to deal with the heavy arrears of criminal cases. Then under the ND government, a committee was formed headed by former Chief Justice of Karnataka and Kerala courts, Justice V.S. Malimat, to deal with the increasing number of criminal cases. The Malimat committee recommended for a plea bargaining system in India. The committee said that this would facilitate speedy disposal of criminal cases and reduce the burden of courts. In addition, the Malimat committee pointed to the success of the debate system in the United States to demonstrate the importance of plea bargaining in United States. Accordingly to the draft Criminal Law Amendment Bill 2003 was tabled in Parliament and finally become an Indian law in force from 5th of July 2006. It saw the process of amending the Indian Penal Code, Criminal Procedure Code and Indian Evidence Act to reform the existing criminal justice system in the country, which is based on the plethora of criminal cases and overabundant delay in disposal of cases on one hand and very low rates of conviction of cases include serious offences on the other hand. The Criminal Law Bill 2003 focuses on the major issues of the criminal justice system. First is hostile witness. Second is plea bargaining. Third is section 498A of IPC. It is cruelty against husband of relative of woman's husband and subjecting to cruelty. And fourth is evidence of scientific experts in matters relating to counterfeit notes. So finally it introduced chapter 21A from sections 265A to 265L and brought the concept of plea in India. The following provisions are what it added are as follows. These provisions describe the procedure of plea bargaining, which I'll cover in my next topic. Now I'll tell you the types of plea bargaining. First one is sentence bargaining. Sentence bargaining involves assurance of lighter or alternative sentence in return for a defendant's pleading guilty. One of the most visible form of sentence bargaining occurs when defendant plead guilty to murder in order to avoid the death penalty. Sentence bargains also occur in less serious cases, such as pleading guilty to a charge in exchange for a sentence of life of time served, which generally means that the defendant will be immediately released. Second one is charge bargaining. In charge bargaining, the defendant agrees to plead guilty to reduce charges, that is aggravated assault rather than attempted murder. Third one is count bargaining, in which defendant who face multiple charges may be allowed to plead guilty to fewer counts. The charges need to not be identical. The prosecutor may drop any charge or change in exchange for a guilty plea on the remaining charges. So here are some cases related to plea bargaining. I'll discuss it. Here are some cases related to plea bargaining. First one is Murlidhar Meghraj Loya versus State of Maharashtra. The Honorable Supreme Court criticized the concept of plea bargaining and said that it violates the interest of society. Second case is Kasambhai versus State of Gujarat and Kachia Patel Shantilal Kauderlal versus State of Gujarat and others. The Apex Court said that plea bargaining is against public policy. Further, it is regretted by the fact that the magistrate accepted the plea bargaining of the accused. Further, the Honorable Court termed this concept as a highly commendable practice. The court also said that the plea bargaining was illegal and unconstitutional and tried to encourage corruption, collusion and pollute the pure fountain of justice. Third case is State of Uttar Pradesh versus Chandrika. The Apex Court rejected the concept of plea bargaining and considered the practice unconstitutional and illegal. Here the opinion of the Honorable Court was that the court could not become the basis for the disposal of criminal cases on arguments. The case is to be decided on the basis of merit. Further, the court said that if the accused confesses his crime, he should be given appropriate punishment as per the law. Last one case is the State of Gujarat versus Natwar Har Chandji Thakur. The court acknowledged the importance of plea bargaining and held that every plea of guilty that is considered a part of the statutory process in a criminal trial should not be construed as plea bargaining. It is a matter and has to be decided on case-to-case basis. Considering the dynamic nature of the law and society, the court stated that the very purpose of the law is to provide an easy, cheap and speedy justice by resolving disputes. So here is the end of my topic. I hope you understand the concept of plea bargaining. Thank you.